I know you want to be happy, but you won't be, and I'm sorry.
What?
It's not just you, Your father and I, well, you come by it honestly, the ugliness inside you. You were born broken. That's your birthright. And now you can fill your life with projects, your books and your movies and your little girlfriends, but well, it won't make you whole. You're BoJack Horseman. There's no cure for that. Anyway, do you remember?
BoJack Horseman is known for its dark humor, existential dread, and devastating emotional depth. But few episodes capture all of that quite like Free Churro, one of the most heart-wrenching episodes in television history.
My mother is dead and everything is worse now.
Today, we're breaking down Free Churro, how it deconstructs grief, trauma, and emotional neglect, and why it's one of BoJack Horseman's greatest storytelling achievements. The first thing that stands out about Free Churro is its structure, an entire episode that's just BoJack delivering a monologue. No cutaways, no flashbacks, just a raw, uninterrupted speech. This is a bold storytelling choice, but it makes sense for an episode about grief. Because grief is isolating. It makes time feel like it's stretching forever, just like this episode's slow, unbroken runtime. And the only other voice we hear? The last thing BoJack's mother ever said to him. I see you.
Not a statement of judgment or disappointment, just acceptance and the simple recognition of another person in a room. Hello there. You are a person, and I see you.
Those 3 words become the emotional core of the episode. Did she finally recognize him? Was it a moment of clarity? Or was it just a meaningless statement from a dying woman? BoJack will never know, and that uncertainty eats away at him.
I see you. Jesus Christ. We were in the intensive care unit. She was just reading a sign.
Grief isn't linear. It doesn't follow a predictable pattern. And this episode perfectly captures that reality. Throughout his speech, BoJack swings between different emotional states, sarcasm and humor, trying to lighten the mood, avoiding real emotions, anger, blaming his mother for never showing love, desperation, trying to find meaning in her final words, heartbreak, realizing he never got the closure he needed.
My mother is dead, and everything is worse now. Because now I know I will never have a mother who looks at me from across the room and says, BoJack Horseman, I see you.
This line is crucial. He spent his whole life believing that if he could just be free from his mother's cruelty, things would be better. But now she's gone and he still feels empty, because trauma doesn't just disappear. And then, just when the episode has wrung every last drop of emotion from you, it hits you with the final punchline. BoJack's entire speech has been leading up to this moment. After all that pain, all that introspection, all that emotional unraveling, the last thing he says is a bitter joke about a free churro.
My mom died and all I got was this free churro.
It's classic BoJack. He can't help but undercut his real feelings with a joke. And of course, there's the ultimate gut punch. BoJack was speaking at the wrong funeral the whole time. His mother's funeral was in another room. No one in that audience even knew who he was. Because in the end, BoJack is still alone. Few TV episodes manage to pull off what Free Churro does. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it forces you to sit with BoJack's grief the same way he does. It's a reminder that sometimes, no matter how much we analyze, no matter how many jokes we make, some things will always feel unresolved. Because in life, not everything gets a happy ending. Sometimes, all you get is a free churro.